Hi, it's Joey, and today I'm going to be watching Superman and Lois, Season 2, Episode 15, Waiting for Superman, Season Finale. The title gives me hope that maybe Clark will power up enough to help in this. I mean, Tal-Rho got powers the day he arrived on Earth, so it's not like, unless they're plot holding, he could get them quicker, but then also his cells are damaged, so who knows. It also could be a sign of, this time around, we can't just wait for Superman, we have to do it ourselves. Whether it's, I mean, the ordinary person's not going to be able to do much, but you know, we will see. A reminder that you can find all of my reactions to this show unedited on my Patreon, including all of Season 3. And let's go!
Allie Alston, or whoever she is now that she and her Bizarro self are one, is responsible.
Allie's Alstons.
If Allie are you Lois?
Dealing with the end of the world, Chrissy? I'm so sorry. This season, Chrissy's annoyed me.
That's from our kitchen.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff is.
It's merging.
My tablet. And I never got to say goodbye.
She knew how much you loved her.
I didn't get to tell her how much I loved her.
She
Or how
always
proud I was to be
knew.
her daughter. And now I'm not gonna get to say that to my dad either.
And he knows too, sweetheart.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Where have you been?
The sky started to flicker like a strobe light.
Oh my god.
Pulled over and got out. I can't do it from here. We need help.
Yeah, well, the problem is everyone on this world seems to want Allie to succeed.
You don't.
Maybe someone
The
around
two of
here
you.
wasn't Totally brainwashed.
I'll take that as a no.
God. Yet another version of one of her parents.
Besides, you need to stay with your family.
Your sort of
You're a
family.
family too.
Exactly. It may not always feel that way, but you are. Bless.
Watched you do things no other hero is capable of. It's rather inspired me to have a go myself.
Then why didn't you do anything
This
before?
time last year, you were trying to destroy the world,
Yeah.
and now
I'm not fighting for the world, Cal. I'm fighting for you.
It doesn't really make
You and
it
your family are
better.
the only people on this planet that truly matter to me.
I mean, it's a start, but it still makes me think you should be in prison. But yeah, go save the world, please. Yeah, get the bitch. What was the plan? Come on, you had a plan, right? It's distracted her, I suppose.
Allie's gonna kill him. Not if I help.
I mean, if you help, you will die too.
you helped Tal.
What was Tal's fucking plan? You helped him, now get out of there.
Your cells aren't absorbing the sun's energy.
Well, then I have to jumpstart them.
Ooh, fuck.
Take me to our son,
Son.
which is why you're throwing me into it.
What?
Jesus
I know
fucking
it sounds crazy,
Christ.
but when I was at the trust you as a friend and a brother, and now I'm asking you to do the same.
But you aren't going back to prison after this, right?
I need. I
Bless.
love you guys more than anything.
Love you. Love you too, Dad.
It's just
Allie's followers.
Yep, they're out celebrating the end of the universe. Gotta celebrate your death, zealots. You can't merge if you die first, you stupid people.
Thank God.
I got called down to the station and I went there and the whole thing was gone.
Oh my god, so he actually did just ditch them without saying
And then I
anything.
go home and...
Don't say goodbye just yet.
that book.
You came. And you got my message, okay?
Being with you.
That's all I ever wanted.
Oh. Will both of you fly home, please?
I love you too.
Sorry, sweetheart. It's been a year since he was trying to genocide the planet. I love you is a bit strong. I have come to care about you. I believe I could love you one day. Valid. He had a sad childhood. I mean, a pretty extremely terrible childhood, and then decided to genocide the planet.
Earth is lucky to have you.
We have to disrupt what's being used to merge the planets.
Bug?
Dad, if I don't do this, there won't be a planet I'll want to get back to.
We came here
Oh,
to save the world. Millions of daughters. We can't let that happen.
brave girl.
Hetty,
Leaving karma, Lois? Cheating on Lana? Destroying my family? There's a reason that I'm not with him right now.
This is not your
Well, then
fault.
why is Lois not with
All I
hers?
wanted to see. I deserve this.
Yeah, that's why the world's ending. It's all because of you, Kyle. Don't lose hope. She was like, but that was my only friend. Oh. Bless. He's very sweet, even though he's a bastard. He's doing his best to make up for it.
They've been gone forever. He's probably gonna die. He's not gonna die. Yes, he is. He doesn't have
Oh.
any powers. Literally.
Yeah, you know what you're fighting for.
Energy transfer complete. I must remind.
Dad.
Hey, don't talk. Save your oxygen. It worked.
You saved everyone. Now get to safety, please.
You have disrupted me for the last time.
I need you to close your eyes and just listen to my
No,
voice.
Dad, you listen to me. I need you to hear this.
I have always been so proud to be your daughter. And ever since I was a little girl, you were my hero.
I love you, Dad.
Just
I
wants
always
to
will.
protect her, and she wants to finally get to tell her everything she loves.
Dad.
No.
Dad.
No.
Dad.
Yes, Clark.
Boys, we gotta get to cover.
With everything about that was boys, we've got to get to cover. He just books it. He doesn't worry about them. He's just like, I'm getting to cover. I hope you're coming too. Like, if you care about your grandkids, you like get behind them and usher them to safety.
What's that?
Yeah.
It's Clark. It's Superman.
It's Dad. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? It's Dad. It's Clark. It's Superman. Fuck. You've never met Superman this powered up, you bitch.
Take some more.
Is he gonna overpower her? He separated them! Yes! That bitch deserved it. Yes, yes, Clark, yes. Whoa. He took that energy from her, and he's using it to put everything as it should be. Lois is here somewhere, right? Not that he can go up and hug her or anything, but...
Superman.
That was lovely.
And as a trade-off, you did save the world. It would have been kind of rough. Clark's really only worked at the Daily Planet. Chrissy, no, I know. I mean, it's a great paper.
Oh, she's gonna tell him
It's
he's...
a great paper. Just so
I know she trusts Chrissy and Chrissy's their friend, but Chrissy has not proved herself trustworthy. I'm sorry, she just irritated me with how she acted so self-righteous to Lois when she didn't really have any right to be that self-righteous.
listen to me. Wow.
See, I do think this kind of secret you can tell your close circle.
I know it's a lot.
I never said sorry for betraying that trust this summer at camp when I kissed Aubrey.
You already talked about that.
They're
I
kids
didn't
and
say
they're
I was
growing.
sorry. And I never really thought about what you were going through or what you needed.
They're
and
kids and they're growing up
Georgia
and
and I
learning, and
may
I'm
be
so
sorry.
proud of them.
Maybe we just kind of need to reset, be honest, talk to each other, and see how we feel.
When those polls fell my brother and I, that was the first time I used my powers. I didn't even know it yet.
Bless. Okay, that's very sweet.
You okay?
It's been a long road,
With
but we
you
are
and-
getting there.
Always.
Yeah.
Given the spirit of the day, I was wondering if
I feel like the healing process was kind of sped along a little bit by the world ending events. Doesn't mean they're getting back together by any means, but
I am so sorry.
yeah, you should be.
But you know, you and the girls, y'all are everything to me.
You haven't lost the girls.
Somehow that just kind of makes it worse.
Yep.
But
You still
listen,
did
no
it.
matter what happens, but this us, it'll
And
never be like it was.
very
I
proud
don't
of
think it's
Lana,
fair
because
to
this is
either of us
hard.
if you think it will.
Yeah. It's
Our
reality.
last dance.
That's very sad. I mean, they will co-parent and they will see each other, and it won't be like kind of co-parents that never ever have contact. Jesus. We got stuck with them both. And they're in the same cell.
What I want.
I felt.
You did not feel
It's
me.
not the same thing.
Excuse me.
No, it's not. Darker.
You became a parasite. But if that's not what you wanted, why didn't you stop?
You were a parasite the whole time. So it wasn't any
Why
different
try
to
and
them.
force that on the rest of the world? Guess now you won't have to be.
I wouldn't give them the... I mean, I would potentially just, given that they're not superpowered, send them to ordinary prison and put them in separate cells.
John,
They don't deserve that.
There must be a misunderstanding. Does that say who these are from?
Just says Uncle Tal. That mean anything to you?
Oh my god, the monster.
Hey, John.
I'm gonna have to just forget the genocide, aren't I? The attempted genocide.
No.
Honestly, if Tal wanted to prove himself, he should have willingly gone back to prison. He should have like surrendered himself to the prison to be like, I'm proving myself to you, brother.
Hello, weird Smallville. Through might and metal, I have.
Oh, but I'm not gonna have to deal with it. He's just on the other planet.
What's the name again?
Don't tell me he's coming back. Did he only go there to find out who his wife was?
John Diggle.
Hey,
You
Diggs.
and I met last year. Mannheim is the person that killed John Henry Irons. What I'm trying to figure out is why.
Ooh, interesting.
Only this time, it's for all of us. A place where
Oh,
we can all find some solitude. We're doing this as a family. And just so you know,
I
my
like
mom,
this.
she's been wanting to meet you. She's got some pretty cool
Thank
Kryptonian
you.
technology you might be interested in.
Really?
Oh, thank you for including Jonathan, finally. I love that they're doing it as a family.
That's only the beginning.
It's not the most practical of locations, Clark, my dear, but... No cliffhanger, that's lovely. Just the stuff with John Henry, but, like, that's okay. Okay, we sent Clark into the heart of the sun. We saved everyone, we got families back together. Everything was wonderful in this finale. Something I really enjoy about this show is that its season finales end. They come to a close, they leave you feeling satisfied. There are things like in the previous season, it was Natalie appearing. In this season, it's, oh, the person that killed John Henry Irons, like, why did he do it? He's out there. You know, there aren't, it's not like they don't leave you with things to look forward to for the next season, other than just continuing to see the characters. But it's also just, it makes me so happy because we live in an age where networks are like, cancelled, cancelled, cancelled. And you're like, but it got really good, but cancelled. If people are watching that, cancelled. They don't care. They make too much TV. I mean, I'm not complaining about how much they make, but then they don't stick around with it. So if this show were to have been cancelled unexpectedly, you wouldn't be left in the lurch. You would be left with a satisfying conclusion. I know it's getting a fourth and final season, and they know it's a fourth and final season, but if it had just been cancelled, I'm assuming season 3 will end similarly. We stopped Ali and separated her, and that is everything to me. I wouldn't give her the... I wouldn't let her... Maybe I'm just a real sadistic bitch. I don't know. I wouldn't let her stay in the same cell with herself. I would be having one in California and one in New York, opposite sides of the US on prisons. They would not be staying together. Once, and you know, I guess they have to stay in a DoD facility type prison to ensure they don't have powers don't come back or something. But keeping them together is also dangerous. What if they randomly merge at some point? Again, I don't think that's possible, but we don't know the full science of everything. I loved Natalie going to save her dad, and even though she didn't quite have the full thing of what he wanted because it got broken up, but she was able to find him, and they were going to sacrifice themselves and die. And that moment when he was telling her to close her eyes and hold his hand and not look, and when she wanted to tell him she loved him because she thought they were going to die, absolutely terrible. Even though I knew Clark was coming, absolutely terrible and hard to watch. I'm so glad that they're back and they've got their home, and Natalie really feels like she's got a family again and she's got brothers, and they really are more at home than they would be, and more at home than they thought they might be by the end of the season, given where it started. The other family drama is I'm glad Lana put her foot down. I was trying to get my head around the idea of Kyle just being accepted back and everything being perfect, even though, he cheated. So I'm really glad that she ultimately was like, no, like, I'm always going to care about you. You're always going to be in my life, but I am not, things will not be like they were. And I think that is a very realistic, healthy, and forward, like, emotionally mature and responsible way for Lana to take this. Yeah, it's going to crush Kyle because, the whole life and death of it all, when everything was getting back, when their families were finding each other, you'd hope that the love was still there, and the love is still there, but he's forever tainted it. He's forever changed it. Maybe there is a future in which they slowly but surely work their way back to each other, but realistically, he destroyed that willfully. So I'm really glad the show didn't go there, because so often in shows people get forgiven for stuff like that. I also liked that Sarah ultimately, she was very mature, still Sarah that we know, talking to Jordan about it, and Jordan ultimately sitting down with her and, telling her, well, it first started here, and telling her everything, because this boy has been bursting to do it. I will say we need to stop having these conversations in public places, because they could easily have been eavesdropped on. So I love that. I also am glad she told Chrissy Clark Superman. I just found Chrissy a bit annoying in this season. I don't think they did a particularly good job of keeping her character relevant to the plot. It kind of just made her angry at Lois all the time for stuff that was like, if you trust Lois, there's a reason for why she's acting like she's acting, but at least now she knows. People in town are going to think she's in love with Clark or Lois, though, given how she keeps staring. Jonathan seemed happy in the end of this finale. He had his girlfriend. And I love the concept of them making a Fortress of Solitude that is for all of them, that is theirs, that finally talking about maybe Jonathan could meet one of his fucking grandparents, given that, Jordan gets to meet them all. And the idea that there might be Kryptonian technology, that he can still be a part of this. Because it's made me sad since episode 1. The fact that they never seemed to take Jonathan. Jonathan didn't get to hear any of the history. Jonathan didn't get to meet his Kryptonians just because he didn't have powers. There should have been times when he brought him. They could have all gone. So I love the idea that they have a place that is for all of them, and that Jonathan could learn from and know more about who he is from there. I think Clark really finally got a slap in the face of, like, you need to look out for Jonathan, because just because he is a good kid and you love him doesn't mean he's not going to make mistakes if you leave him to flounder and leave him to feel alone and without hope. So I love that they went there together. It is going to be sad when there's a different actor, but I fully support. Oh my gosh, I know his name and I can't think of it. The actor that plays Jonathan, I'm so sorry, I do know his name. Choosing to put his mental health first and doing what he needed to do. I will always support somebody putting their mental health first. And I will welcome the new actor. Change is hard, but I fully stand by his need to step away, and I welcome the new person in. It's going to be strange, but worth it for this show, and worth it for the mental health of the young person involved. I feel like, genuinely, I don't even want to talk about all the fighting stuff. Like, yeah, it's great. I mean, when they were being separated from each other and they were trying to find their way back to each other, it was very stressful. And, you want to spend, if these are going to be your last moments, you don't want to be stranded on some earth full of zealots. You want to be with the people you love. And the fact that Lois was ripped away from them was very harsh. But also, and then she kept meeting people, being like, I'm not alone. Damn it, I'm alone again. I liked when she told Kyle, like, you don't deserve to be alone, because he doesn't. He doesn't deserve to get his family back and have everything be perfect, because that's not the way the world works, but he doesn't deserve to be alone. And he won't be alone. He just won't be together in the way they were before, and it's his fault. I'm incredibly proud of Lana and the journey she's come on in this show, from developing a much more open, honest, and healthy relationship with her daughter, to becoming mayor, standing up for herself, to protecting Smallville, to being willing to do the right thing when it comes to her family and when it comes to the wider situation. Love Lana. Sarah and Jordan, whatever happens between them, I'm happy for. I say whatever happens to them because I know that the only things I saw is that they announced that season 4 is coming, and they also announced that the Cushing Cortezes aren't going to be in it. Or at least they're not going to be recurring characters, and that makes zero sense to me. But anyway, I have another season to worry about before I even think about that. I mean, a season to love, but you know what I mean. Lucy, Metropolis, stay there. Go further, actually. Just keep driving. No, I love this character. I love I love this character. I love these characters. I love the families. I love the real human touch there is to this supernatural, superhero-y show. I adore these characters. I cannot wait to see where they go next. I just genuinely, my brain is just boggled with happiness that they all went to make the new Fortress of Solitude together and it's theirs. Kind of concerned that Talro is going to come back from Bizarro Earth and try and pursue Lana. I have a feeling it's not the last we're going to have seen of him. And like he was trying to genocide. And like, yeah, I do think he has learned from his mistakes. I do think he means what he says, and I do think he does care. But then when he says things like, well, yeah, I only care about your family, send him back to prison. So yeah, we will see. Maybe I'll have to suspend my disbelief there. But regardless, fantastic show. Reminder that you can find the unedited version of all of these reactions on my Patreon, and I have finished season 3 on Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.